Hello, I'm Jerry Romine coming at you from Phuket, Thailand, and today I'm going to show you how to find profitable stocks using the Finviz screener. The stock market has been exceptionally volatile lately, and with what I share today, you'll be able to quickly screen stocks to find a special few that are not only profitable companies, but performing well in the current market. Finviz is a powerful free screener that can help you find winning companies, and by the end of today's video, you'll have it mastered. In today's video, we are going to cover 1, 10 criteria for finding profitable stocks on Finviz, 2, how to use Finviz to find fundamentally strong stocks, 3, the importance of adjusting your Finviz criteria, 4, complete fundamental analysis on our Finviz results, and 5, if you want access to all of the tools I use, the links are in the description down below. Let's kick things off with a winning trade from W Money. Bought Matterport yesterday. It was on the Diamond JR4 list, now up 16%. The JR4 is one of our favorite hot stock lists that we publish daily. And from Freaky Trout, who has quite the username, stopped out on Costco today for a 16% gain, also on Coinbase for a 23% gain. Man, those are two really nice gains, and these results speak for themselves. And if you're not in my Discord, you're missing out on our trade alerts, hot stocks, and custom indicators. You see the results every day, so ask yourself, what's stopping you from joining our tribe? All right, now's the time to grab a huge cup of coffee and hang on, because this is not your normal stock channel. Let's head over to finviz.com and I'll show you the 10 criteria to use to find winning stocks. We're now at finviz.com on the screener tab, and the first thing you want to do is change our tab at the top from descriptive over to all, and this is going to give us all of our different screening criteria, and there's over 60 of them, and I'm going to keep it really simple, and we're just going to focus on 10. In the column on the far left, we're going to come over to net profit margin, and we want this to be above 15%, and of course you can set that to anything that you like, but I'm telling you for today, let's use 15%. Then for performance, we're going to go ahead and move that to month up, and then on the 20-day simple moving average, we want the price to be above the 20-day SMA. Second column, let's change the PE ratio to under 50. Then let's scroll down to performance 2, and let's do half 30%. So we want the half, let's see, down here at the bottom, half plus 30%. Just underneath that, we've got the 50-day simple moving average, and we're going to want the price above the 50-day moving average. And for the 50-day high-low, we're going to change that to 0 to 10% below the high. Now, as we're making these different changes, you're going to see our total is changing. So right now we've got 35 that are meeting our criteria. So for price to free cash flow, we're going to change this to under 20, and the lower that number, the better. So now that we've gone to under 20, we're down to 16. And then let's come down here to analyst recommendations, and we're going to do a buy or better. And let's change average daily volume to 100,000 or more. And boom, that completes our criteria, and we are down to 7 stocks. Finviz is a really powerful site, and now that we've got these stocks narrowed down, we got a bunch of tabs over here that we can look at, and let's go through a few of my favorites. We've got the overview tab, pretty straightforward. We can sort any of the different fields by clicking on it. Another one that I like is the performance tab. It gives us some more data that's very helpful. After that, I love to look at the charts. So if we click on the charts here, this is a quick way to get a visual representation for how the stocks are performing. And the last one that I really like is the snapshot, and this is a great way just to find out what the company does. We've got the chart here we can see, we've got some basic information, and then we've got exactly what the stock does in the description below, and then we've got all of the different news stories. And this is a quick and easy way to use Finviz, and now you know how to set up your screener. Now that you know how to use the Finviz screener, let's go over to beastmodeanalysis.com to do a fundamental analysis and really dial in our winners and become better investors. We're now at beastmodeanalysis.com, which is our new website for fundamental analysis. Be sure to check it out. We've got 6 different countries covered, 13 different stock exchanges, and over 30,000 stocks. If we jump on over to the scorecard and you want to look something up, let's say we want to look up NVIDIA, NVDA:US for the US market. All we do is put it in, and boom, we've got a scorecard, description, and how it's doing. Everything from the PE ratio, rule of 40, net income margin, you name it, we've got it. So today, we're going to jump over to the side-by-side for our fundamental analysis, and we're going to kind of look at the stocks that we just went over. So we're going to put in QB, CUBI, US. Next up, let's put in WD. Then we're going to go THRY, ATKR, KNSL, and then ZIM, which is one of my favorite shipping stocks. And boom, now our fundamental analysis is ready for us to go through. The first thing I notice on today's stocks are the sector, where we have 3 stocks that are in the financial industries. That would be Customers Bancorp. We've also got Walker and Dunlop, and then we've got Kinsale Capital Group. We also have 2 industrial stocks with Atcor and Zim Integrated Shipping. And then if we come down to the PE ratio, you'll see it's light blue, and the beast mode is color coded where light blue is the most important category, followed by light green. And for the PE ratios, the lower that number, the better. Our lowest on the day here is Zim, and our highest is KNSL at 33.3. Now, I really believe that fundamental analysis is easy if you break down the data into different sections. So we're going to start with the income statement, and this tells us whether or not the companies are making money, and our most important category is the net income margin. And here we can see the best one on the day is Customers Bank, coming in at 26%, which is quite impressive, and all of these guys are going to be over 10% because that was one of our criteria on the Finviz screener. Next, we've got our operating margin, and you're going to notice we've got a bunch of NAN values here for Customers Bank, and that's because banks do not report cost of goods sold, gross profit, or any of these different categories. So that's completely normal. And our winner on this one is going to be Walker and Dunlop, coming in at 31.26%. Our next section is the per share data, and this allows us to compare important per share data between companies. And a really cool feature of the beast mode analysis is if you need to know anything, all you do is hover over the I, and that will give you more information on that data point. So revenue per share ratio. Revenue per share computes the total revenue earned per share over a designated period. It is calculated by dividing the total revenue by the average total shares outstanding. And you can see we've got all kinds of different data here to really help you out with understanding exactly what a financial statement is and all of the fundamental data. So on our revenue per share data, we've got a little arrow right here that points up, and that means the higher the value, the better. So our winner in this category is going to be Thrive Holdings, coming in at 0.84. And then on our EBITDA per share ratio, the higher that number, the better. And our winner again is the same company. The balance sheet, this tells us whether or not the companies are financially stable, and I love to compare the total assets versus the total liabilities, and we call that the tattle ratio, and we always want that number to be 1 or higher. 2 or higher is ideal, and if we hover over the I, it'll pop up the information for us, and it tells us if the company is financially solvent. Greater than 2 is ideal, less than 1 is bad. It means the company's net worth is negative. The higher the number, the more solvent the company, and then it defines financial solvency. So here, our strongest company on the day is Atcor, coming in at 1.64. And if we look at their assets, they've got 2.2 billion in assets, and their total liabilities are 1.3 billion. Next up, we've got KNSL at 1.59. Key metrics, this is one of my favorite, and that's why everything is all in bright blue, and this is very insightful to the company's overall condition. And here we want to have a lot of black and blue, and anything red is not good. So if we look at our revenue growth last year, our strongest company is Atcor. They grew by 65.85%. For free cash flow margin, this measures a company's ability to expand its business and pay returns to shareholders using only the money generated through current operations. The higher that number, the better. And our strongest one on the day here is going to be Zim at 21.16%. For our Rule of 40 indicator, this is another one that I love to look at, and our strongest one here is ATKR at 83.21%, and Zim is also very strong at 42.12%. And then our FNR indicator, this is one that I really like, and this is simply a sum of the free cash flow, the net income margin, and the revenue growth over the last 12 months. The higher that number, the better, and we can see our strongest on the day is ATKR and Zim also at 55.09. And then we also have the book value ratio, and if it's 1 or higher, that is awesome. And today our strongest one is going to be QB at 0.47. And next up, we've got management effectiveness, and this tells us how well management is generating returns for investors. And this is a really big one if you're a long-term investor. So one of the things we like to look at is the return on equity percentage. The higher that number, the better. Our winner here is Zim at a crazy high number of 4,668, and I would consider that an outlier number. So let's take a look at the other ones. Here we've got Thrive Holdings at 133%, quite impressive, and then ATKR at 94.6%. Then we've got several return ons, and we can see Atcor is doing very well. And then I've got the 5R indicator, and this simply sums up all 5 of these, and this is a quick and easy way to rank these companies. So our strongest one is the outlier Zim at a crazy high number, and then after that we've got Atcor at 297.4, followed by Thrive Holdings at 227.9, and we can quickly see that Atcor is one of our stronger companies on the day. Last section today is the growth metrics, and companies should be consistently growing their business. So again, we want to see a lot of black and blue, and this is the power of beast mode stock analysis. My favorite one to look at in this section is the net income growth. Our strongest here is Zim at 29.53, followed by Thrive Holdings at 320% and ATKR at 286%. Today I've shown you how to find profitable stocks using the free Finviz screener and how you can easily complete your own fundamental analysis at beastmodeanalysis.com. As a way of thanking you for checking out my video, I've included the Finviz screener link in the description below, and it already has the 10 criteria completed for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. If you've not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out beastmodeanalysis.com and the promo links in the description for free stocks, free crypto, and to earn up to 8.6% interest on your money. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.